we're back. This is Good Morning Football. We are having breakfast with the 32 NFL coaches. They're all together in one room right now, fielding questions from reporters and personalities and guys like our very own Peter Schrager. So let's kick it back out to Orlando, where that's happening right now. We have Jason Garrett, head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sure talking a lot about Dez Bryant.
Personnel assessments on some of your guys, starting with Allen Hurns. What you liked about him and what you feel he can bring to you.
Yeah, really excited about Allen. Obviously knew about him coming out of school, and he just did a great job in Jacksonville. You think about being a college free agent and going in and having the success he's had up to this point in his career. Someone that we really liked at the outset, someone we followed. We know a lot of people who are around him in college. We know a lot of people who have been around him in the NFL. The scouting report is consistent in terms of his love of the game, the kind of teammate that he is, how hard he works, all of that. So I had a chance to visit with him last week when he came in, and he reinforced all of that. So excited to bring him in to our receiving core and continue to create competition at that position. I think it'll bring out the best in everybody.
Of course, because of Dez's contractual status this offseason, there's a lot of speculation on that. Can you talk about how Hurns impacts that in any way, if it does? Or do you see him as a complement to Dez going forward?
Yeah, I think both with Allen and with Deontay, you're just trying to continue to create competition at a position that'll bring out the best in everybody. We love Dez Bryant. Dez has been a great player for us for a long time. Any speculation about his contract or anything like that, to me, is irrelevant relative to the signings that we made. We're excited about bringing these guys in and seeing what they can do to help us offensively. And in regards to Allen, we talked about the kind of guy he is. We feel the same way about Deontay Thompson. Sanjay Lal, our receiver coach, is around Deontay on a daily basis up in Buffalo, and really said some great things about the kind of guy he is, his work ethic, his desire to be a player and be part of a team. And then you add that with the film evaluation that we had. We just felt really good about him. We had a good visit with him, and again, wanted to bring him in and add him to the competition at the receiver position.
How do you make it all work? You want to be a run-first team, but you have all these guys at receiver now. I think there's 7, 8 guys that have caught passes in games. How do you make this all work?
Oh, I think we're going to have the same number of receivers on our team, and the same number of plays in the game, and we still want to be a team that is balanced and attacks a lot of different ways. So, every team in the league has that complement of guys, and I think the more you can upgrade the talent and the competitiveness at each position, it's going to bring out the best in everybody. So I do think our style of play will be consistent with what it's been. We want to be a physical team. We want to be able to run the ball. We want to be able to attack the defense in the passing game, and we'll continue to try to do that.
With the Dez Bryant situation, at the combine we asked you about Dez, you said you hadn't had those personnel discussions yet. Can you talk about Dez and his role for next year, and will he be on the team?
Yeah, again, Dez has been an outstanding player for us for a long time, a big-time player. And, we're not in a situation right now where we're around our players. The off-season program will start in the middle of April. We anticipate Dez and everybody else being there and getting going. And, any speculation about his contract or anything like that really doesn't apply to the football part of Dez Bryant. He's been a great player. We anticipate having great competition at the receiver position, and Dez being a part of it.
What's your interpretation of the commitment he's making this offseason relative to previous offseasons as far as getting together with somebody who's going to teach him how to be a better route runner this offseason?
Yeah, I don't really know much about that. Again, we don't have real contact with our players right now. They'll be back in the middle of April. And I know Dez loves playing football. He's got a great passion for it, and he's a determined guy. He wants to be a great player. He wants to be great for our team. He wants our team to be great. And we'll get him back in here when the off-season program starts, and we'll get going. And excited to get the guys back together again. As coaches, we're all chomping at the bit to get around our players.
How did Terrence Williams hurt himself? How did he hurt his foot?
Great stuff there from head coach Jason Garrett, but this is something that needs to be straightened out with Dez Bryant.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be asked the questions, but he doesn't want to answer the questions, but something's going to have to be straightened out. Adding Allen Hurns, did that mean something? I don't know.
Well, they also were talking about, there were reports that Terrence Williams is a little banged up, so they got to get depth at that position. you know, we kept it real on the show. We love Dez Bryant more than most receivers in this league, but we also understand that stats speak louder than words. You know, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. And the numbers haven't been great for Dez Bryant. But the one thing when listening to Dez talk over this offseason, he understands that as well. And he knows that the pressure is on and the bright lights are there. I kind of likened it to young college basketball stars being freshmen and going straight to the league. It's one and done for them in basketball. For Dez, I feel like with the Dallas Cowboys, this season is one and done. You have an amazing year, you kind of rewrite the script. We start talking about Dez Bryant's numbers. If he stays healthy, gets over 1,000 yards, puts up numbers, fine. But if he doesn't, they're going to move on. And Dez will be okay with that.
What was last year then?
Last year was another season, another disappointing season.
You've used that phrase like a prove it year, sort of?
Yes. Like
to me, I feel like that was last year, especially with what Zeke went through and was off the field. Like, we needed a huge year from Dez, all right? It didn't happen. They threw it him 133 times. Now, here's the thing. We've been asking this question for weeks now. Would they cut Dez? Would they move on from him? I don't see the logic in that, because if they cut him now between the season, so they free up some money. For what?
Right.
You're not Jarvis Landry. You're not bringing in. Allen Robinson's already gone. What are you doing with that for?
Right.
And by the way, you know, Dez Bryant only had 800 yards last year. Nobody had more than 600. They need people to stack it. I think Dez is going to be there. I'm just not sure that's the right move. Can you picture the Dallas Cowboys offense this year without Dez?
No.
I mean, I can't.
No.
I personally can't. I think it's a lot of Zeke. I think it's the little receivers. I think it's Allen Hurns. I can, but I don't think we're going to see it. I think he's going to be there.
I like the addition of Allen Hurns. Jason Garrett saying we love Dez Bryant. Any speculation about his contract is irrelevant.
Yeah, you know, I find this curious that they didn't sign back Bryce Butler. Bryce Butler was a dynamic player at the wide receiver position and was a splash player with minimal opportunities. You can allow him as an unrestricted free agent, go talk to, I think, 4 other teams over the next couple of weeks. Why not re-sign that guy, especially if there's questions about your number 1 wide receiver? Let's get that group together, add Hurns. Now you got a wide receiver core standing at 6'2", 6'3", 6'4". It'd be monsters.
You know what's real frustrating, okay? They're doing all this with Dak Prescott costing pennies. This is the window, and they're looking at the Eagles and looking at the Giants. They got to win now.
We talked about it while we were listening. We're like, but how does he feel seeing these other teams just manning up and getting all of these other teams and bolstering their rosters, rather, with other players? I mean, Dez Bryant's future is still in question in Dallas. That's what we still know. Didn't get too many answers from Jason Garrett, but we've got more head coaches coming up. So keep it right here on Good Morning Football. We will be back with Dan Quinn. What do the Falcons need to do in the draft